Hello, my name is Logan Morris, and I'm the co-founder and president of LambAgentic LLC. Our team builds intelligent automation and applied AI solutions for service businesses. Today I'm presenting Sylvia AI, our modular AI assistant designed to modernize customer communications, streamline operations, and eliminate the revenue loss caused by missed calls and inconsistent or incomplete customer intake. When we look at service-based small businesses, some of the biggest losses happen before anyone picks up the phone. Tollring, a UK-based software developer providing business intelligence and analytics for communications, specializing in telecommunications, reports that nearly 70% of callers hang up rather than leaving a message. Most businesses lose that customer before they even know a possible customer had reached out. Shopify's data shows that 32% of customers will stop doing business with a company after a single bad experience. In the service industry, a missed call could be that one bad experience. Similarly, the PricewaterhouseCoopers PwC consumer price study found that 27% follow the same trend, choosing to hang up rather than leaving a message. And even when companies do call back, the odds are that they are doing so too late. Harvard's research shows that responding within an hour makes a business 7 times more likely to qualify a lead. So the core issue here is simple. Traditional phone coverage cannot keep up with the rising customer expectations. Slow or inconsistent responses lead directly to lost revenue, lost trust, and lost long-term customer relationships. Missed calls create obvious revenue loss, but there is a deeper barrier service businesses rarely see. Many customers reach out without knowing what information they need to provide. They don't know the terminology, they don't know the process, and in many cases, they aren't even sure whether their issue is something that the business handles. That uncertainty creates hesitation. It slows down intake, leads to incomplete information, and often causes customers to abandon interactions entirely. PwC's consumer research reinforces this, showing that expectations for speed, clarity, and convenience continue to rise across all service categories. Customers want to feel guided and confident from the very first moment of contact. McKinsey adds another key insight to this. They found that how a company delivers the interaction is now as important as the service itself. When a confused customer hits voicemail or when the intake process feels unclear or difficult, the experience breaks before it has a chance to move forward. So the issue is not unanswered calls. It is that customers are not equipped with the information they need to start a productive conversation. And when the business fails to bridge that gap, they lose trust, they lose efficiency, and they lose the job. This is the hidden friction Sylvia is designed to eliminate. I'd like to introduce you now to Sylvia AI, our modular intelligent system. Now that we understand the gaps on both the business and the customer sides, Sylvia AI steps in as the unified solution. Sylvia is a modular intelligent assistant designed specifically for service-based businesses. She answers every customer instantly, collects complete and accurate intake information, and guides callers through what they need so they feel supported instead of overwhelmed or confused. She reduces the administrative burden, improves response speed, and ensures that every customer receives a consistent and professional experience. Sylvia comes in 3 specific tiers: the AI receptionist for inbound calls, the operations support agent that supports basic business workflows and follow-ups, and the sales agent for both inbound and outbound sales processing. Together, these modules give service providers the ability to capture every opportunity without changing how they operate. For this campaign, we ground our strategy in the Dagmar framework. which is outlined in George E. Belch and Michael A. Belch's Integrated Marketing Communications text. DAGMAR, which stands for Defining Advertising Goals for Measured Advertising Results. That's right. Helps us to find clear communications objectives that move a customer from first awareness to meaningful action. The first stage is awareness. Our goal is simply to make a service-based business aware of Sylvia AI and understand the core problem she solves: missed calls, inconsistent intake, and rising customer expectations. The second stage is comprehension. Here we explain how Sylvia modules work, what they do, and how they improve customer communication and operational efficiency. This is where the audience begins to understand now that not just that Sylvia exists, but how she functions within their workflows. The third stage is conviction. At this point, our goal is to build belief and confidence. We show how Sylvia reduces missed revenue, enhances customer experience, and lightens the administrative workload. Conviction is about establishing that Sylvia AI is not just useful, but a significant value generator. And finally, we move to action. The purpose of the campaign is to drive businesses to start a free trial or schedule a demo with our teams so they can see Sylvia AI operating in their environment. By following the DAGMAR structure, the campaign builds understanding and motivation in a clear, intentional progression. For our positioning and messaging strategy, we're aligning the campaign with the IMC planning principles outlined in chapters 2 through 4 of the Advertising and Promotions textbook. These chapters focus on defining the brand's role, clarifying the communications goal, and establishing a message strategy that resonates with the target audience. Our position statement is straightforward. Sylvia AI is the intelligent assistant built specifically for service-based businesses that need reliable, immediate communication and accurate customer intake without increasing staffing. We position Sylvia not as a general-purpose AI tool, but as a purpose-built solution for the service industry. From that position comes our 4 messaging pillars. The first pillar is never missing a customer call. Sylvia answers instantly, eliminating voicemail, abandoned calls, and unnecessary revenue loss. The second pillar is confidence. Guided intake. Sylvia helps customers express what they need, asks the right clarifying questions, and ensures the business receives complete, accurate information every time. The third pillar is operational relief. Sylvia automates follow-up and workflow tasks, reducing administrative load and giving teams more time to focus on actual service delivery. The fourth pillar reinforces that Sylvia is designed for service businesses. She is modular, specialized, and tailored to the communication challenges that local service providers face every day. All this feeds directly into our campaign tagline: AI that answers every customer and captures every opportunity. It expresses the promise behind the position and the practical value that each pillar delivers. Each service business has different communication and operational needs, so Sylvia AI is built as a modular system. This lets businesses start with the functionality they need today and expand over time without changing how they operate. The first module is Sylvia's receptionist. This is our inbound communication assistant. She answers every call instantly, screens spam, books appointments, and routes calls based on the business's preferences. The goal here is simple: no more voicemail, no more abandoned calls, and no more missed revenue. The second goal, or the second module, is the operations agent. This focuses on internal operations. It captures the information customers provide, sends follow-up messages and workflow steps, updates jobs or CRM systems, and ensures every customer receives the same consistent experience. This reduces administrative burden and keeps the operations running smoothly. The third module is the sales agent. This module focuses entirely on revenue conversion. Sylvia qualifies inbound and outbound leads, calls back missed opportunities, and moves prospects through a structured sales flow. She asks the right questions, overcomes basic objections, books appointments, and nurtures warm leads until they are ready to close and can close sales on her own or hand off to a predetermined sales agent with a warm handoff. This turns missed calls and delayed responses into real, consistent revenue without adding staff. Together, these modules create a flexible system that meets businesses where they are and grows as they need more. Our campaign centers on showing the real moments where businesses lose customers and how Sylvia can affect that outcome. In the first frame, we illustrate the core problem. A customer calls a local service business, but no one is available to answer. The call goes to voicemail, and like nearly 70% of customers, they hang up. The business loses an opportunity it never knew it had. In the second frame, we highlight the customer experience. They aren't just frustrated, they're uncertain and maybe a little embarrassed. They aren't sure what information they need to provide or whether the business even offers the services they are looking for. That uncertainty leads them to abandon the interaction entirely. In the third frame, we shift the narrative. Sylvia answers instantly, greets the customer professionally, and guides them through a simple, confidence-building intake process. Instead of losing the customer at the first moment of contact, the customer now has a reliable, consistent way to capture the lead. Continuing from our last slide, in the fourth frame, we show how Sylvia guides the caller through a complete and clear intake process. Instead of the customer guessing what to say, Sylvia asks structured questions, captures the details accurately, and ensures the business receives everything it needs to take action. The fifth frame highlights Sylvia's operational value. Once the intake is complete, Sylvia sends confirmations, updates business systems, and even triggers workflow steps. This removes the administrative burden and keeps the business responsive without adding more work for the team or headcount. And finally, the sixth frame shows the outcome every service business cares about most. Sylvia books the appointment, confirms it with the customer, collects a deposit, and sends a summary to the business in real time via text and email. The job is secured, the revenue is saved, and the customer feels supported from the very first interaction. Together, these 6 frames communicate a simple message. Sylvia transforms missed opportunities into booked jobs through immediate response, guided intake, and automated follow-up. Thank you for your time and consideration. My name is Logan Morris, president of LambAgentic. I welcome the opportunity to discuss Sylvia AI further and explore how it can support your organization. Thank you again. Here's my final references for your review as well.